Exploring the world of algebra. In this video, you will find a description of various activities that may be used in your algebra lesson to engage your male students. These activities have been specifically tailored by Team Teach to Lead with the needs of boys in mind.
Activity number 1, the language of algebra. The name of this activity is algebraic obstacle. This is an activity that integrates mathematics, physical education, and language arts. It requires students to work in teams to run an obstacle course while labeling algebra expressions and equations using terms they would have previously learned. Now, after students are finished with the obstacle course, they will be required to use the terms to create a song or a poem which they will also present to their peers. Algebraic football. This activity puts a fun spin on converting worded problems into algebraic expressions. Within this activity, students will be given word problems created from current football stats. After they have perused the worded problems, gathered their data, and create their expressions or equations, they will be asked to solve them and use the data to create an exciting commentary of a final game. Students will present this commentary to their peers.
Solving simple equations. Gather the students in a circle or in front of the whiteboard for a brief introduction and to explain the lesson. Show colorful visuals on the board and explain the concept of equations, the equal sign, and unknown variables. Keep it simple and engaging to capture their attention. For the scavenger hunt, you will need index cards or small pieces of paper with one-step equations written on them. Here are a few examples. Hide these equation cards around the classroom or an outdoor area, making sure that they are easily accessible but not too obvious. Divide the students into small groups or pairs and assign each group a different starting point. Let them know that they will need to find as many equation cards as possible within a set time limit, as this adds excitement and a sense of urgency. Once they find a card, the group must work together to solve the equation using the appropriate one-step method. Let the students loose. You can have a stopwatch or a timer to keep track of the time if you choose to set a limit. Gather all the groups together after the scavenger hunt is over. Go through each equation card one by one, asking different groups to share their solutions. Provide positive feedback and reinforce correct approaches to solving the equations. Clarify any misconceptions or doubt. Wrap up your lesson by providing the students with a worksheet containing a mixture of one-step equations. Have them work individually or in pairs to solve them. Circulate the classroom to assist and provide support as needed. Subject integration includes English language, as some of the problems given will be worded questions that require students to read and comprehend the problem before solving it. Students will also be required to explain their solutions, and this will improve their language skills. Another subject is physical education. The use of the scavenger hunt as a physical activity encourages students to move around and search for hidden equation cards. This promotes teamwork and coordination.
Algebraic expressions and like terms. I spy. What do I spy? I spy variables. I spy operators, coefficients, and constants. Algebraic expressions and like term is a fun interactive game which allows students to identify the parts of algebraic expression. Jaden's Car World will engage students in a fun activity where they will categorize cars based on their size, color, and model. Students will be reinforced with the concept of algebra, where they recognize that terms which are alike are called like terms. Students will explore their environment to identify the cars which are the same based on their size, color, and model. Students will collect data, and from that data they will identify the mean, median, and mode. Students will recognize that objects which are alike are referred to as like terms in algebra. Students will then use the data they collected on Jaden's car showroom to write an algebraic expression. Using the jigsaw model of cooperative learning, students will be assigned to groups. Each group will be assigned to an article to research on algebraic-like terms. They will be required to either write a report on the article or create a graphic organizer to represent the data collected from Jaden's car world. Students will be engaged in a virtual maze. They will be required to use their knowledge of combining like terms to execute the rod of Cameroon.
Polynomials fun. Prepare a set of cards with different polynomial expressions written on them. Hide the cards around the classroom or in an outdoor area if possible. Divide the students into small groups and give each group a list of tasks. They must find the cards, identify the degree, and count the number of terms in each polynomial. The group that correctly identifies the most polynomials wins. Next, challenge students to find real-life examples of polynomials in their surroundings. They can take pictures or make sketches of objects and phenomena that can be represented by polynomials such as graphs of motion, area calculations, or population growth. In class, they can present their findings and classify the polynomials based on degree and number of terms.
Balancing act. This is another activity that can help boys. Algebra. This activity is hands-on and interactive, as students can use a balance to solve the algebra expressions. It allows them to play around with different expressions and explore algebraic expressions in a concrete way. To integrate another subject, English language, after completing the activity, students can write a report explaining the process involved in solving the expressions using a balance. Here's an example. Have fun.